as you can see, we are a man down. Unfortunately, Derek's at work, so we are here, praising God anyway. But guys, it's your turn to step up. We're going to sing Brand New Day. Ladies, you do such a beautiful job of following Sharon and I, so guys, you're on your own. Here we go, Brand New Day.
Spring morning, isn't it? Yes. Isn't it? Yes, isn't it? I'm going to give you an opportunity to turn around and say hello to someone. Go and find someone you met and give them a nice big smile. Good morning again. Still some slight technical difficulties. Grab a seat if you will, please. We're going to do care cards now, and then we're going to work the music out in a minute. If you would take out your care cards, great, you'll find them in your newsletter as you came in. And if you would like any extra information about anything that's going on in the life of our church, if you could just stick one of those little boxes there. If you have any prayer points or praise points, there's a spot there for you to do that. As far as news goes, back by popular demand is Christmas in a shoebox for one more week, last chance. Bless a child overseas this Christmas, $21 for a box, $42 for 2 boxes if you wish. Everything's laid out there for you, so it makes it nice and easy. You can just go on the table and fill up that box and we'll send it on for you. Celebration dinner, make sure that's in your diary. Tickets can be pre-ordered at the information desk at the back after the service. That's on October 30th. Maldiva Spare is the 6th of November on a Saturday, and we're looking for volunteers for that, and just a fantastic day out if you want to for the family. At the bookshop, leadership books have arrived, John Maxwell, and also some people have pre-ordered books. Those have arrived, so make sure you go and grab those, otherwise someone else might buy them before you get to them. Thanks, guys.
take up the tithes and offerings, I'd just like to read to you from Deuteronomy chapter 15. It says in the Message Bible, "Give freely and spontaneously. Don't have a stingy heart. The way you handle matters like this triggers God, your God's blessing in everything you do, all your work and your ventures. So I command you, always be generous. Open purse, open hands." Church, just take hold of your tithes and offerings. You can pop them in the buckets along with your care cards as they're passed around.
Take a seat, church. It was the 1900s, 1900 flat, 1900. And there was a school of thought amongst mankind. And the school of thought went like this: humans cannot fly. It seemed right. It'd never been done before, so it must be right. A couple of young blokes thought, what if we could fly? They thought, what if we could fly? Their dad, a good church-going bloke, said, "You blokes are mad. This sounds like it's of the devil." On the 17th of December, 1903, the first aeroplane flew. Because two blokes thought, what if we could? Whilst the rest of the world said, no, you can't. Some of the people that said, no, you can't, were still alive in 1969. When man put his first foot on the moon because he flew there in a rocket. How's that for can't fly? See, it's really interesting the way we think. We think in two dimensions. We think in black or white, right or wrong. Isn't that interesting that we would think this way? But that's not how it works. And yet, even though we know it doesn't work that way, we still choose to think in right or wrong or black and white. I call that small thinking. Small thinking. Now, for us that proclaim that Jesus Christ is our Lord, we serve a big God. What sort of God?
Big God.
And are His thoughts small or big?
Huge.
They're huge. And so should we think small or big?
Huge.
See, here's the thing. One day, God was sitting wherever He sits, and He had a thought. And this is His thought. I think I might make an earth. I think I might put some people on it, and some animals. I think I might make some, a sun and a moon and some stars. He thought it. And after he thought it, he spoke it, and what happened? It happened. Now, here's the interesting thing. There he was, he made the earth, and it's all looking pretty beautiful, like it'd never been before, and like it would never be again, because of his next thought. His next thought was, why don't I create man in my image? And so he did. Now it seemed like a good thought. And initially it was. But see, man wasn't exactly like God, was he? And man had his own thoughts. How many of you know that that's what gets you into trouble, the fact that you've got your own thoughts? Do you wish sometimes like me that, hey, God, why don't you just put me in autopilot? That would have been much better, right? It would have been safer for me and everyone else around me. But see, God had this thought, let's make man in my image. Now, this is the whole thing. If He made man a little bit like Him, He made man to think. He made him to think. Now, our thoughts can be very, very powerful all the time. But that doesn't make it good, and it doesn't make it bad. See, one man thinks that he can. And so, He does. Another man thinks he can't, and so he doesn't. Henry Ford. He was a man that decided that every common person should own a motor car. Do you reckon that was a good thought? Because back in those times, you had to be really, 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 really rich to own a car. Now, Henry Ford is famous for this saying, if not for the motor car, he is famous for this saying. If you think you can, if you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can, if you think you can't, you're right. So whatever you think is what happens next. Good or bad. The question is, how much thought do you put into your thinking? Because little thought into your thinking usually ends up in something really dumb or really bad. And a lot of thought into your thinking usually means that you can calculate the risk or the stupidity before you do it so you can stop yourself. Is this true or true? Absolutely.